First edition Shining Gyarados, an absolutely legendary card that I've always wanted to own in my collection at some point, but it has always been too far out of reach for it to make sense until now. But after all this time in the Pokemon hobby, with prices being all over the place and so expensive, how does it all of a sudden make sense? Well, we actually didn't purchase it. We ended up trading for it. And to answer that question, we have to roll the clock back to when this all started. About 60 days ago, there was an auction ending on one of the coolest cards in the game, a no rarity symbol Gyarados, another card that I've always wanted to own. But hold up, in case you're not as big of a nerd as I am, this is what no rarity symbol cards are. They are basically the exact same cards that were printed from the original base set in Japanese, but in the bottom right corner, just right there, they are missing the rarity symbol, where in this case, there would usually be a star. The first print run that Pokemon Company ever did, they didn't have rarity symbols, so when you see a no rarity symbol card, it signifies that these are the first cards that the Pokemon Company ever printed. And I know it's a super small difference, but to people like me who really like Japanese cards, not having that symbol at the bottom makes it a completely different card. The reason that I was so pressed to purchase this card is because there are only 28 PSA 9s and only 6 PSA 10s in the world. The last public sale in a PSA 9 or a 10 prior to this one was over 18 months ago. So yes, we did have to FOMO if the price was right. The last sale for this was $2,500, and early on, this card was looking really cheap. I told myself that I wasn't willing to pay more than $19.50, and sure enough, in the last final seconds. And hey, if you're now wondering how this relates to the other Gyarados card, well, we're getting there. I had just finally won a card that I've wanted to own in my collection for a very long time, so I was really excited. So I wait a few days, the package arrives, I open it up, and the first thing that we do with the card that we know isn't going to be a forever piece in the collection is we take really good pictures and list it on eBay for way too much. I did have a few people reach out, but they were all lowball offers, offering less than what I'd originally paid. So after a few weeks, I was starting to get concerned, thinking that I'm going to own this card a lot longer than expected. And the reason for this that I didn't know prior to this purchase is that no rarity cards are a really niche item and there isn't a lot of people chasing after them. So about 3 weeks after the purchase of the card, I got a notification that someone messaged me on Instagram. This person let me know that they were really interested in purchasing this card and that it was one of their grail items that they needed in their collection. But there was a catch. They were very serious right out of the gate, letting me know that they weren't looking to pay cash and that they were just looking to do trades. I let him know immediately that I wasn't really looking for trades and that I was just looking for cash, but I was definitely open to seeing what he had to offer. So sure enough, he sent over pictures of the cards. And we will talk about these here in just a second. So once I saw them, I was pretty interested, but I wasn't sold on the deal just yet. So we started going back and forth with a few messages every other day. And he'd actually let me know that he was purchasing this card in a lower grade along with purchasing mine at the exact same time. And then all of a sudden, he just stopped responding. It had me thinking, did I say something wrong? Is he no longer interested? Was I being too flirty? Well, I didn't really think that last one. It turns out he was just busy for a couple weeks. So now to the part of the story where we fast forward about 20 days, Denver Collecticon. I ended up hanging out with one of my good buddies, this good looking guy right here, Rock Pokemon.
Let's go!
He has an absolutely insane collection and Gyarados is one of his favorite Pokemon. He had mentioned to me in passing before that he might be interested in buying this card if the price was right. So he threw out a cash offer with a heavy Expedition Japanese pack. But neither of us were absolutely certain that we were gonna make this work, so we ended up not doing the deal. But I really didn't mind because at the end of the day, I'm not hard pressed to sell this card and I really don't mind owning it in my collection. And no joke, as soon as I get back from Denver, I get this message. Whoops, not that message. Now I'm thinking we might be able to put a deal together. We ended up going back and forth for a little while, and this is the deal that we came to since this is such a hard card to find. He traded me a PSA 9 Expedition Charizard, a Sharpedo EX BGS 9 from EX Deoxys, a Legendary Collection Reverse Holo PSA 9 Zapdos and Moltres, and the card that we've been looking for this entire time, a BGS 8.5 First Edition Shining Gyarados from Neo Revelation. And he asked for $50 on top of that to secure and finalize the deal. But he asked for it all in pennies and it to be shipped to him next day delivery. Well, that last part isn't true, that would be super weird. So anyways, I PayPal'd the $50 and the deal was done. We package up the Gyarados, say goodbye, and we ship it off. Here's how everything breaks down. If we use the absolute lowest last solds, the total comes out to about $2,350. So after eBay fees and taxes, we about break even, but that's alright because trades like this are a lot of fun. But here's the catch, we aren't done with this deal, there's more to it. I want to turn this video into a revolving series, trying to challenge myself by taking these cards and moving them into something even bigger. So if you like this video and you like that idea, make sure to let me know in the comments below, leave a thumbs up, and make sure you're subscribed so you can stay tuned for more.